Cakes and I saw over the weekend, there are these flight trackers out there which has flights going from Vegas to Clearwater, which is the home of the Phillies. But Gabe Kapler is being asked about it, the manager of the Phillies, and he's getting sick of it. He's like, look, of course, both Harper and Machado would make this team better, but they're not here. Same thing from Mike Rizzo, who is fed up, and he said he's only going to talk. Mike Rizzo, GM of the Nationals, said, I'm only going to talk about players on our team. And the thought is that the Nationals made a take it or leave it offer, and he left it. So maybe that $300 million offer isn't there. But if that $300 million offer is there, and he has a $310 million offer from the Phillies, if I'm Harper, I would stay with the Nationals.
I mean,
what's $1 million a year more?
He can make that up so easily in marketing deals and endorsements. Like, why would you uproot yourself to go to a division rival
because
for
he wants
$1 million additional?
Because he wants to be able to say, I signed for more money than what you offered.
Okay.
It's an ego thing.
The ego's a massive part of this.
I don't understand why he'd want to play in Philly. That media will hammer him. I mean, unless he doesn't care. But that Philadelphia media, you know how it is. The Philadelphia media will hammer him.
If he's getting an extra,
if he is in a 3 for 25 slump and with 8 strikeouts, they're just going to crush him.
If he's getting an extra 20, 30, 40 million, of course it makes all the sense in the world. But for an extra $1 million per season, it's easy for me to say, it's only $1 million,
which is so.
But you got to remember
extra,
also,
let's say $6 million.
You got to remember also the tax situation was allegedly different there in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania.
My guess is the state taxes here are worse than Pennsylvania. You'd have to look it up.
Correct.
I would assume.
That's what he's saying.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. So the tax situation will be more beneficial for him there, and there's not going to be the deferred money that you have here in D.C.
But here's the thing about the tax situation. As far as I know, they get taxed for where they play all their games. Half the games are on the road. Like, yes, the tax situation may be better in Pennsylvania, but I bet when you do all the math, it's not that different. The total.
My understanding,
because they have to pay taxes when they have to pay taxes.
Understanding is that it is beneficial to them. Broken it down myself.
I don't think it's massive.
Might not be.
But the bottom line is
neither state is a no state income tax state like Florida.
Correct.
Look, it's out of my realm. I'm not going to act like I'm a tax expert. All I read is that it was beneficial for him tax-wise and that there isn't the tax-deferred money.
But I think that the Nationals offer is not there.
I don't think it is either.
I think they pulled it.
David Sampson, I believe, is one of the first that reported that there was a 10-year, $310 million offer. Others have heard there's even more. John Heyman's been kind of all over the place. He's saying that the talks with the Phillies appear to be intensifying, but that the other teams that are interested, including the Padres, Nats, Giants, White Sox, and several other mystery teams, haven't been told they're out of it yet. So,
well, that's Boris saying, all right, 310 is the best offer.
Yep.
What you got?
You can come in late and beat it.
Right.
If you can come in late and beat it, you're the new leader.
John
And to me, it's Bryce saying, not that nice to be a Philly.
Yeah.
Like if he was sized, he gets an offer, signs it, says, I want to go to spring training and be there.
It would be real interesting, just the dynamics, and we went through it, the dynamics of the fans here with Bryce, since he's going to play here, 10 times a year, whatever it is. But that'll be – I don't know why he'd want to play in Philly either. I mean, I think the best situation would be here, the better team on paper, but – he wants the most money. It's an ego thing with Boris. It's an ego thing with Bryce.
Now, what's interesting
and it's also the owners saying we're not going to pay as much for these guys and be so involved in free agency because Machado unsigned, Harper unsigned, Kimbrel unsigned, Keuchel, a guy who's won a Cy Young, unsigned.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, what's interesting is the Nats appear to be really on the outside looking in. And Boswell, who's funny because he is such a diehard Nats homer, he had written, I remember probably a few months ago now at this point, about the possibility of bringing Harper back and how it would have been this unbelievable offseason after all of their acquisitions. Assuming that he wouldn't be back, then it looked like there for a moment, well, maybe he will actually come back. Now he writes this, though few mention it, subtracting Harper, while it will cost 34 homers and an .899 career OPS and some amazing hair flips, would help any team improve its attention to fundamentals. When the most famous player on the team can't go 10 days without failing to run out a ground ball or overthrowing a cutoff man by 15 feet or throwing to the wrong base or being caught unprepared in the outfield or on the bases, it's hard to demand total alertness from the other 24. Write it, quote, one prominent Nats vet said.
The old addition by subtraction
The addition by
theory.
subtraction theory. And Cakes, who's the prominent Nats? There are only a few prominent Nats vets.
There's only one I can
if
think
I
of.
had to guess, his name would rhyme with Brian Mimmerman.
Oh, I think it's Max Scherzer.
Oh, you think it is?
I think it's Max.
It could be Max. Who knows? It could be Max.
I think it's Max.
Before you said prominent Nats vet, I would have said maybe Eaton.
No, it says prominent Nats
I mean,
vet.
that
So
can
that's
only be
either
a handful
Max.
of guys or less.
It's not
Yeah.
Strauss.
Strauss doesn't say. He doesn't say anything.
Zim doesn't strike me as a guy that would stir the pot that way.
Yeah, but if he's anonymous, you can stir the pot all you want.
Right. I
It
don't
could be
know.
Might be
Rendon.
Max.
It could be a bunch of guys.
But there's only one or two guys that's prominent.
Yeah.
And,
Prominent,
yeah,
I think,
Max is
narrows
one
it
of them.
down to Max and Ryan.